What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Tavian's World of Reptiles. I hope you are all doing well and taking care of yourselves. It has been a couple of days since I have posted, like a week actually, and I just kind of needed to take a break, kind of slow down and bring it back a little bit. I was putting out video after video after video and just needed to kind of pull it back. But I am back, and as you can see, I am in a different area today. I am actually out in the garage that I had mentioned at the beginning of this year to let you know that I was going to be having a new reptile room, and the garage is going to be that. And so I am out here, and we've been working on the garage, or we've both been working on the garage for a couple of days now, just kind of reorganizing stuff and kind of getting stuff to where it needs to be and kind of heat it up so that we can actually bring animals into this space. And so I want to kind of walk around with you guys and show you what we have been doing and what my plans are for the room now that it's a lot clearer, because last time we came through here I was pretty wrecked. There's all sorts of stuff all over the place, but it's kind of organized out now so I can show you guys what the plans are. So let's walk around and see the room. So last time we were here, we were talking about how the ground was cement, and it was just like not holding any sort of heat, and I needed to do something about that. So we went to our local like recycling place. It's called Bring, and I'm not sure if people just donate a bunch of like old used like unneeded stuff here. Either way, you can usually find a bunch of just cheap recycled things here. And one of the things we found was this here carpet stuff. Now this carpet stuff was literally like $1.50 for a 2x2 square. So we got a bunch of those, and as you can see, we have carpeted, oh, getting blurry, we have carpeted the entire garage here. So everything is carpeted over, and so now the floor is not just a cement floor, which was really cold and really uncomfortable, but I've got it all carpeted up here. We did have a little bit of an issue over here at the door. Once we got like all the way down here, it stopped leveling out or something and started overlapping, so I did have to come down, as you can see, and like cut them to shape. However, this door does like get jammed on it a little bit, like further at the back side once it's opening, so I'll probably have to go through and like sand underneath the door on this end a bit or something to try to get it so that it won't snag on the carpet. But it does still open and close. It just kind of gets a little stuck right here, and because that was a situation, I stopped what I was doing. So there is now a gap here that I need to finish up, but once I've taken care of the door, that will get finished and it will be all completely carpeted over. But I am liking the way that it looks right now, and it is keeping the space really, really warm. Speaking of warmth, you can see there, it is actually 72 degrees in here, and that's because it is like 5 o'clock in the morning. It is really early. It's nighttime. It got cold outside at night, so the temps drop, but you can see that the highest was 77. So during the day, when it's actually warmer outside, it gets up to 77, which is fine. At first I was like, oh well, it's not quite as hot as I normally keep my room, but then I had to stop to think about the fact that I have probably been keeping my room a little warmer than it needed to be. I definitely have been keeping my room at a like steady 80 something, 83, 85, and it's probably not been the best thing to do for my animals, to be absolutely honest. Yeah, because I was thinking about the fact that, you know, when snakes have to regulate, thermoregulate or whatever, they move away from their 80 some odd whatever hot spot or 90 degree hot spot over to a cooler side, which is usually supposed to be at about 75, you know, stuff like that. So keeping it at like 80, 85 is not beneficial. It doesn't allow my snakes to actually properly thermoregulate. So I have decided that it's probably important for me to bring down my temps in this space and make sure it stays between like 72, 75, no higher than like 77 really, because I'm taking away the ability for my snakes to actually thermoregulate, and I don't want to do that to my snakes. I want them to be able to regulate themselves and be healthy. So I'm comfortable with the temps that it's at, and once everything actually gets in here, it will like really hold that heat in a lot more, because there'll be a lot more filler into the space to kind of bounce the heat off of, so it'll be a lot easier to actually keep it at this area. But for right now, it is getting there, it is staying there, and that is what's important, is that means the space is going to be safe for my animals, no matter what, even when this gets cold. So that is what really is important. And I did ultimately have to, this is the wall that I was thinking I was going to have to insulate, and I may still have to do that But right now, since it's staying at these temps, I'm not going to worry about that wall right now. Later on down the road, I will get some type of cheap, like rolled of installation to just kind of put over it. It'll be a really weird silver wall. But for now, if the temps are staying, the cold weather is shifting out. We're going to be going into spring here not too long, and then into summer. And so during the summertime, I can really implement a lot more of the like heating, insulation type space for this. But for right now, it is doing good and it is handling the winter cool, and it is staying warm in here. So it's just about ready for animals to move in. Over here on this wall is where I plan to have most of my enclosures. So let's talk about this. So from about this point at the edge of this here thing all the way to about here is where the large enclosure with Artemis, my big boa, is. That's my largest enclosure. It is 6 foot by 2 foot. So it's going to go up to about here from there and probably out to like the end of Kovu's blankets right here. Maybe not quite that far out, but about that. So it'll come up to about here, and then over here from this point over to about like maybe right before the cat tree here, which I'll talk about in a minute, will be the black and white enclosure of my quad that has the 4 snakes in it currently, and that will only have 2 because I'm going to take out the divider of that, and it will just be Antiope and Shere Khan, so they have longer space to move around. And then of course the white enclosure that has Tigger on it will go up there, so that will have most of my larger enclosures on it. Now the Rumpelstiltskin and Cruella, who are in that quad, are going to eventually get moved over to this thing here, which is going to get turned into an enclosure. It just needs to be kind of sealed off, as well as get a rack thing on there, which is what we got this for. This is something we also found at Bring, the recycling place, literally for some change, and we're going to like cut this to size and then create the rack for here and here. That will take care of 2 of those, like 2 racks anyway. So we're going to keep our eye out for some more of this so that we can build the rest of them. And if not at Bring, we'll go to an actual store and get something like this, because I imagine it's not very cheap, expensive. It's pretty lightweight, so it'll do the job. But I'm very excited to get Cruella, my corn snake, and Rumpelstiltskin, my smaller boa, into this. As well as down there, we need to put a bottom on that, and I'm thinking I'm going to move Zeus, my ball python, into that. And over here, if you guys remember this enclosure from the first time that I showed you guys, sorry about that blur, this space. Now this is going to be an enclosure that I'm going to turn, I'm going to make for Beetlejuice, my mangrove snake. They are much more arboreal species, so they don't need quite as long of an enclosure as they do high. So I'm going to be taking this apart, mostly taking these out. Well, I'm conflicted because I want to take out this whole thing, but I also kind of want to leave it and kind of create just this like, where there's like cubby holes for him to kind of go into. There's also like the little nick back that I was thinking was supposed to be for cords that he could fit down into, and then kind of have access to the rest of the space down here. But I think that might just be a little bit much. I might just have to take all of this out. It won't take much. It won't take much. There's some easy screws in there to remove that. But either way, that's going to be all one enclosure, and I'm going to have lights that come out down from here, so I'll have to figure out some way of cutting light spaces up here, but the lights are going to be coming in from there. So I'm very excited to get that. We'll have to build on some whole new doors or something for this. Oh, over here we have this thing. It was just kind of like a leftover frame of some sort from Ashley's grandpa's house. It looks like it could be a pretty decent enclosure. I thought about making it into a new enclosure for Luna, just because her other one is just like wonky and messed up and weird, and this wouldn't give her the biggest of an upgrade like at all. So I'm hesitant to even do it, but it would provide her with an actual sturdy, solid enclosure. But I really think if I'm going to do her something different, I want it to go a little bigger, because she is going to get bigger, so I might as well just go bigger. Otherwise she's going to have to move out of that anyway. So maybe I'll make this into something for maybe my blood python, because he also one that I wanted to experiment with getting out of a tub and into an enclosure that is fully decked out and set up. So maybe that will do that for him, because he doesn't need a lot of height, and this does not provide a lot of height, but he does need space. So maybe that. But yeah, so this stuff, look at this stuff, guys. This stuff is expensive. There's this vinyl, like floor vinyl stuff, right? This stuff is usually pretty expensive. And we found this whole roll. This whole, I mean, it's used, but still, the rest of this, even what this is, would have been expensive. And this whole roll was like, I think $3. She got that for $3. So that'll be something that'll be nicely used to maybe to secure these enclosures and future enclosures as well. Super cheap find. Yay for Bring. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, that's just about it, guys. Last but not least, one of my favorite parts about this entire space is this area behind me, as you guys can see. Back here, we have these two cat trees. Now, last time we were here, they were like in the middle of the space, just kind of all over. But I moved the cat trees back here to along the door, and I'm going to get them all set up in better like position because this one's kind of funky and wonky and kind of broken right here. But I need to fix it. But either way, I'm going to just kind of like maybe turn this one and just place like climbing sticks and stuff from this one to this one, and just create a massive jungle gym for my snakes. And I'm so very excited. It's gonna be my favorite part of the entire room once it is all done. I'm so very excited about it, and just I can't wait for this to be done so that my snakes will have an official large jungle gym to just kind of climb around on and do their natural snake thing. So there you have it, everyone. That is the whole space that we are going to be working on and getting ready for the animals in the coming time. And when we actually start moving in the animals and getting everybody moved in, I definitely want to track that progress with you guys and let you guys know what that's looking like, and let you know as each animal comes in, because we're definitely going to be moving the animals in kind of slowly over time because each enclosure kind of needs a little bit of work. And so we're going to kind of move in a few, so mostly also because we only have a car, so we'll have to do like a few that as many enclosures that can fit in a car can go in the car, and then schedule a time where we can just get a truck and get the last few over. But either way, it's all done. It looks great. It's, obviously not done, but it is done, and it's just about ready for animals. It is warm. It is carpeted, and the space is all cleared out. I've got it all planned out on where all the enclosures that I currently have will be. The enclosures that I'm currently going to be building, they're in here and they're ready to be built and just be made together. And then upgrades are ready to happen for multiple snakes with that, and possibly even with that. But yes, I'm not going to keep on going. I feel like I'm rambling at this point, as I do. So you guys take care, love yourselves, love your loved ones, love your reptiles, and you guys keep spreading those herbs.